All right, I'm excited and then to get to talk to you because I remember when you first walked in the door.
Yeah.
I do. I remember that, you came in, you had to chat with admissions, and then we had to just have some additional conversations
Yep.
about some things that would help you be successful here. And I honestly thought that you were going to need more help from me, but you haven't needed a thing.
Nope.
And on top of that, you've been just an amazing, like, person. Like, I don't even know what other word to say. You are so helpful. You are so kind. And then on top of that, you are so talented.
Thank you.
And so I'm really excited to kind of see where this journey takes you after school. But before we get to the after school part, I'm curious. Let's go backwards.
Okay.
Start by telling me obviously your name, kind of where you're from, and what brought you to Intellatech College.
My name's Kalie Black. I originated from Southeast Colorado. Lamar, Colorado is the closest big town. Um, I moved over here when my parents moved over here for their job, and I had quit college the year prior because it just wasn't working for me. It wasn't where I wanted to. I wasn't happy. And so in that year, I did a lot of soul searching, and I remembered I love doing hair and makeup and nails and all things of making other people feel good.
Mhm.
And I just started researching, and I didn't want to go to one of the big brand name schools that literally you get the same education but for more expensive because you get their name. And I found here, and it was close to home, and I don't know. It walked in and it felt right, I guess.
Mm.
And that's how I wound up here at Intelitech.
You said you loved hair, so like, how did you fall in love with it? Were you like doing people's hair all the time? Like, how did?
Um, I started when I was younger. Both my mom and sister are very tomboy, don't care, throw it in a ponytail, whatever. I was the only girly girl, and so I had to teach myself all things cosmetics. And then it got useful because in my small town there wasn't a whole bunch of like hairdressers to go to for
Yeah.
people, and so for cheer competitions, for dances, for someone's date, it would just be like, "Hey, can you come like do my hair or do my makeup?" And I really enjoyed doing that. It made me happy, and it was sometimes like seeing a specific hairstyle and going, man, I don't know how to do that, and then finally getting it in the end. It was almost like that achievement of like, oh, I did that. I knew how to do that. And
Hmm.
I think that's kind of where it started was just I had to figure it out for myself, and then I figured out, oh yeah, I can do this for others, and they enjoy it too.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I think one of the cool things about Cosmo, at least that I know, is that you do get a chance to kind of express yourself.
Mhm.
And so I like how you said, oh, it's cool because I would see something and then I would kind of challenge myself with, can I recreate that? Or
Yeah.
if I can make it better. I think that's really cool. When it comes to kind of your Cosmo, you ended up here, obviously.
Mhm.
You said you wanted to go to school. Did you know, like when you were younger, that Cosmo was like a thing that you could do for like a career or?
I think it's one of those like I didn't know of it. Like I knew that there was hairdressers and people who did makeups and whatnot, but like it never occurred to me like how people got there or
Hmm.
like oh yeah, like I can go into that career. It so I didn't 100% know, but I knew of it, and then as I got older, I started seeing more of it. I originally was drawn towards special effects makeup, but
Hmm.
decided that wasn't for me, but then I was like, I still like making people feel good and I still want to do that, so
Yeah, that's cool. One thing I'm going to throw my husband under the bus because he's always making comments about cosmetologists. He just doesn't understand like what goes into it. So now that you found school here, like how would you describe your experience? Just kind of the learning. Is it hard? Is it easy?
Um, I think it's a mix of hard and easy. It depends on the specific things. I found like I've always been a bookworm, so the studying like the logical things, the diseases, the disorders, the why of why you do hair this way, that was easy to me. Learning some of the actual skills was a bit harder to me.
Mm.
I had it's kind of almost like having to retrain your brain of thought of thinking of like, oh, okay, like everyone knows what hair looks like. We see hair, but then having to change your head to go, oh, okay, so they want this specific hair. Here's the steps to achieve it. Um, I don't know, like the journey throughout school obviously always has ups and downs. But I think just putting in the work of showing up each day, sitting down and going, okay, this is what we're learning today. Let's really focus on this. Maybe yesterday I struggled at whatever we did, but I can continue to learn something new and continue to grow through it.
Yeah. When it comes to the hair part of it, I know you said that's kind of where you started. I also know you to be a fabulous nail tech. So is that still where your heart lies, or you still do you have a preference where in the other?
I actually came in thinking I mostly wanted to do nails.
Oh, okay.
Because I struggle standing for long periods of time sometimes. And so, um, but through going through school, I actually fell more in love with hair. So I kind of want to still do both. I like the art part of nails. I get to put designs into and think of colors, and I can do them on myself and see other people do them and enjoy them. Where I don't know, like I think hair is more of a structured thing, where nails can be a bit more of a free form. And so I like having both in my life.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you do have both now. We're almost done with school in
Oh, it's 2 days.
2 days. What's the life after school look like for you?
I'm planning to try and work over in the salon over the summer, and then I actually want to go back to Gunnison and finish the college degree I was working on.
Yeah.
Because I was going for a photography and graphic arts degree, and I still like doing that, and it can always be a fun side thing. Um, but I want to finish it for me mostly, and
Yeah.
then I'm looking also at starting in a salon there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so kind of doing both.
Did this kind of give you like the motivation or the excitement that you wanted to fit, like that you could finish something, or?
I think so. I think it through going through school here, it reminded me of why I originally started school there as well. And through going through school here, I found out more about myself and more of the I don't want to leave that unfinished. I'd like to really finish it, and then it also grows my skills more. It makes me more marketable for things.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, absolutely. More education is never a bad thing.
right.
One other thing or another task that you took on here was being a mentor to a lot of students. Got a chance to be a mentor and then was voted in as president.
Yeah. Started as vice president, moved up to president.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what about that has kind of helped shape your journey here?
I think part of it was I've always wanted to be involved. Even when I was younger, I did Girl Scouts, did volunteering for other things. In To me, the mentors was a way to get involved here on campus and be there for other students. And because I had those moments of I don't know what I'm doing. Who do I talk to about this? That kind of thing. And so knowing that I could be one of those people for someone else really helped me. And then I think it really helped me continue to grow my skills of like connecting with others, networking, planning, almost some of those other skills that are a lot of transferableness, and I like knowing.
Yeah, yeah. You have been absolutely a fabulous president.
Oh, thank you.
I think that it's one of those things because it's a little difficult because our students are so busy. We're not a traditional school.
Yeah.
And so we don't have traditional, 9 to 5, we're going to do this, and hang out.
Yeah.
It's hard to grasp people, but you've had great ideas. You've definitely grown in a leadership role. And so no matter how hard it has been out here, and that I can definitely see all those transferable skills you get to take with you, and nobody can take those from you. So we thank you for your service to the community here.
I'm thankful that I actually had the opportunity because, like I said, I always want to be involved and I like developing the skills. I want to be able to be there for others and do the things.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to switch gears a little bit, a little personal, and you can tell me you don't want to talk about it by completely switching gears to something else if you want to. But I do know that Actually, I haven't seen any challenges, if I'm being honest with you. I do know that you have some challenges. I'd be curious if you'd be interested in sharing any of those and how you've been able to still be successful, like so successful at school.
Sure. So a couple years back, I was diagnosed with a fainting disorder, vasculovagal syncope under the umbrella thing of POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which just means sometimes I have to suddenly be horizontal. Um, and then I also have Tourette's, that comes and goes as most things do. Through school, I think I just had to learn a lot of my boundaries of, okay, I can take this client and I can do this 2 to 3 hour hair color cut service, but afterwards I need to take at least 30 minutes to come back down or at least sit or do something where I'm sitting, that kind of thing. With like the Tourette's is definitely like learning how to communicate to like some of my clients or to my friends and people being like, oh, I'm really sorry, that was not meant to be rude or anything. I'm not trying to do these weird funny gestures or say weird things. It's just how my brain works sometimes. And there was times when it was challenging. I remember like one of the first haircuts we were doing, I was so nervous that I was taking a lot more, and so I was getting more frustrated and more nervous, and so it's kind of like that cycle of getting worse. And so I had to really learn to, okay, I'm setting my things down, take a breath, we're good. Um, I don't know, I definitely had like some ups and downs and times when I was just like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do this right now.
Mhm.
And I think the biggest thing I kept looking at was, but I'm doing this for the future me. The future me wants to know this. The future me wants to be better at this. So
Mhm.
even if I'm struggling and I want to lay down and maybe it's not going how I planned, it'll be okay. um, I don't know, because everyone has something they struggle with.
Yes.
I have some physical disabilities, and then like I definitely have a few like mental that come along with those. And it I think it's just a lot on outlook. Sometimes we limit ourselves going, "Oh, I can't do this because I have this," or "I can't do this because
Mm.
of this." Whereas sometimes it's like, "Okay, I can't do it this way because of this." Whereas, "Okay, cool, I can't do it this way, so maybe if I rework it, I can do it over here in
Mm.
this different way that maybe not everyone else is doing."
Yeah. I like that you said I'd like sometimes like to be horizontal. But it's so true. Like
Yeah.
for you, you do have some challenges, but it's not a challenge that you ever thought, hey, this is going to stop me from doing what I want. And I love that you're working for future you. Current you, present you is pretty amazing. So we can't wait to see what future you brings. We hope that you'll at least keep in contact with us and
Hopefully.
let us know if you open a salon in the future, where of course you end up working, because we want to send everybody to you because we know you're awesome. Like I said earlier, before we hit record on this, these round of conversations are called Tricks of the Trade. And there are a lot of people hoping that are going to watch this and get inspiration from you and your story. And I kind of just want to leave it off with think back to your future. I just started school self, or even to days where it was really hard for you. Like, what advice would you give a student to help them keep moving forward?
I think the biggest thing that like I thought of was it can suck right now, but it will get better. And man, I'm sucking at this right now, but I will get better. Like it's all, to me, my biggest trick was just having that mindset of this, I'm not doing well here, but it will get better. Or and also just knowing your resources, knowing you can reach out to the student mentors, to the teachers, to another classmate who maybe knows it a bit more than you, going, I'm lost, I don't know what I'm doing. And use those. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I love that. Use your resources. and it'll suck now, but it's
It,
supposed to suck now.
yeah, we're learning. Everyone has to
learning.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
We aren't born knowing how to do hair.
Yeah.
We got to get there.
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of just want to hone in on that. So many people get so good at things, you know, and so you forget what it feels like for something to suck, and then when you're just like, oh, this is terrible, like I can't possibly do it, but
Yeah.
it's not true.
I saw a quote one time that was something like, being an awful beginner is the price to pay to be a good uh advanced person or whatever.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been a pleasure having you on
Mhm.
campus. And then obviously, like I said, when you get a chance to get into a salon, let us know where you're
I
at.
will.
All
I
right.
definitely will.
Cool. Any shout outs or anything you want to give before we
No.
end the friends? You're like, no.
I guess I am thankful for my family. They had my back through it all. And then the friends I actually made in cosmetology, they were the ones that were there and going, this sucks, but we're here together.
But we're here together. We can do it.
This perm's awful, but we'll keep going.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you for chatting with me today.